Yo, God, the thing goes grrrr, pop, 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 skitty kid, pop, pop, and the poop, poop, boom.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Yo, is Colby Covington rubbing off on Tyron Woodley? Holy smokes, I did not expect Tyron Woodley to be throwing these motherfucking overhand Woodley bombs via Twitter or interview or wherever he said this shit, but holy smokes, I love it, I have to admit. Now, I know some people are gonna say Tyron Woodley's running from RDA, and I don't give a, that's fine, you can say that, that might be the case. I honestly don't know, because I don't know any of these fucking dudes, but all I'm saying is, in the way that Tyron Woodley said it, that's not what I got out of this situation. But it's always fun, you know, Tyron, I know it's always fun. People have said that about every single one of Tyron Woodley's fights, whether it's Wonder Boy, the Wonder Boy rematch, Damian Maia, or anybody. Whenever Tyron Woodley just says, yeah, but this fight, you know, I would like this fight, they're like, oh, you're running from that guy. So I'm sure people are going to say Tyron Woodley's running from RDA. And after RDA's performance versus Lawler over the weekend at UFC Winnipeg, hey, I'm not mad at you. I understand where you're coming from. I just don't believe that's the case. Now let's get into what fucking Tyron Woodley had to say when he was explaining why he's not impressed with Rafael dos Anjos at UFC on Fox 26. Yo, I gotta admit, I seen this article on bjpin.com and it says that's the headline, right? Tyron Woodley explains why he was not impressed by RDA at UFC on Fox 26. I did not expect to click on this article and see Tyron Woodley dropping these bombs. This dude said he would have knocked out either one of those dudes from that fight. Holy smokes. Listen, this is what Tyron Woodley had to say. I fucking love it. I gotta admit, man. Yo, hey, it is what it is. He said, in my opinion, what I saw tonight, if any of those two guys in there would fight me, one of those guys is gonna get knocked out. I saw the IQ wasn't as high as I would have liked for a guy in the #1 contendership fight. Both of these guys talked about pushing the pace, and they were going to do this and they were going to do that, and I saw a ton of openings for myself in both of those fights. Yo, Tyron Woodley is letting the tingo scrat. I did not expect this. Tyron Woodley's, you know, been being professional. He ain't addressing Colby Covington, but yo, he's starting to sell the fight versus RDA. I got to admit, because RDA has came out and said he doesn't understand why Tyron Woodley's trying to like talking about he has a shoulder surgery, but he's at the same time he's okay with fighting Nate Diaz, or why Tyron Woodley's picking his fights. Well, now Tyron Woodley's coming out and he's fucking throwing haymakers at RDA and Lawler low key. But Tyron Woodley's been saying Lawler could get the rematch. Lawler hasn't really wanted the opportunity yet, and if he did have the opportunity or the #1 contender spot, he definitely lost it versus Rafael dos Anjos at UFC Winnipeg. But anyways, Woodley continued. Obviously, I don't want to steal his shine. RDA had a great moment, but he went out there and did his job. Lawler is a very dangerous opponent, and he's knocked out so many different people, but just being honest and keeping it 100%, I'm the champion for a reason. Yo, that is crazy. Just the first paragraph though, really, I know I fucking like was giggling through that shit. I was giddy. I know that, so I gotta fucking feel like I gotta reread it because it took away the fucking steam from it, the fucking some of the power from that overhand haymaker of a fucking paragraph Tyron Woodley threw out. I know there's some people so pissed off because Tyron Woodley isn't, you know, everyone's not as big of a fan of Tyron Woodley as me, but personally, I don't really care. With that being said, I am interested to see what do you guys think? I mean, because at the same time, it's not like Tyron Woodley came out here and said, yeah, no, he didn't do enough to get a title shot. He's just saying, if we were to fight, I see a ton of openings and he's probably getting fucking knocked out. Now, the only two realistic possibilities for the next fight for Tyron Woodley are RDA, which is probably the most realistic. If this were a perfect world, if the #1 contender got to fight for the title every time, RDA would be getting the title fight. Also, as far as Tyron Woodley wanting legacy fights, that's RDA, because RDA is a former champion. He's a former lightweight champion, but at the same time, he is a former UFC champion. That would be a nice name for Tyron Woodley's resume as far as his legacy is concerned. And now if you're talking about the money fight, I mean, even then RDA might be the only way RDA doesn't get the next title shot is if Colby Covington is able to get on the Ultimate Fighter versus Tyron Woodley. And I've got to admit, it's going to be really hard to get that off with RDA's performance. If he had any type of lackluster performance or subpar performance, Colby Covington might have got the nod. But after that performance versus Lawler and everything Tyron Woodley's been saying as far as wanting the legacy fight, that's pointing toward RDA. The only thing pointing toward Colby Covington getting the next title shot is his fucking trash talk and the, you know, the prospect of very entertaining Ultimate Fighter season. And honestly, that was enough for me before this point, because it takes two to sell a fight. If Tyron Woodley would have came out and just been respectful, like, yeah, hey RDA, man, that was a great fight, we'll see if you can do it versus me, and RDA would have just came out and said, you know, Tyron Woodley's a great champion, I respect him, and I hope I get the next title shot, then I would have still been leaning toward Colby Covington getting that fucking title shot. It would have been more entertaining and appealing to me. But now that fucking Tyron Woodley's coming out and saying, yeah, from what I saw tonight, I would have knocked out either one of those dudes. I'm the champion for a fucking reason. It is what it is. I mean, that's selling the fight. That's enough trash talking rather than you see just two dudes coming in, shaking hands, being respectful. That's not the shit people want to see. And even somebody like I do see it. A lot of you guys say, I don't understand your appeal in Colby Covington. I really love the channel, but I just can't understand why you like Colby. And it's not just I don't like people. I don't like fucking, if I believed he was a racist, I wouldn't like it. If I believed Colby Covington was actually, you know what I'm saying, something like that, but I just like the entertainment. I grew up as a kid, I was a big fan of the WWE, that style of fucking entertainment and shit like that, and that's what it reminds me of. It's just really entertaining to see two dudes actually not like each other and then get into a ring. So whenever Colby Covington can piss somebody off enough to that's what it does. It's two dudes that actually want to fight each other getting into a ring. If Colby Covington were to fight RDA or Tyron Woodley tomorrow, I would expect Tyron Woodley to want to punish this guy for the shit he's done. Being a former teammate and coming out and saying you've got dirt on me that would ruin my life and shit, jumping into shit that has nothing to do with you, that makes me want to see Tyron Woodley fight this guy. And knowing that that's his personality, that makes me want to see him on the Ultimate Fighter, because I know that guy right there, say whatever you want about him, there's a chance for anything to pop off at any time on the Ultimate Fighter. He could fight his teammates, the other team's team, the other coaches. He might get in a fucking fight with the referee in the Ultimate Fighter, so that just seemed very appealing to me. But now if you're telling me Tyron Woodley and RDA are gonna come out here and sell this fucking fight, to, you know, do a little bit of marketing before the fight, yeah, I'll knock him out, that type of shit, I'm all in. Give me RDA versus Woodley next, no complaints. With that being said, I've said enough on this video. It is what it is. Tyron Woodley's coming out letting the team go skrat, and I did not expect it. It's been a while since Tyron Woodley really came out here and uncorked on somebody. I mean, I guess Nate Diaz, he came out, you know, he was trying to get a fight with Nate Diaz, but it just kind of felt different because that was a former lightweight. Wait, RDA is a former lightweight. Still a different story. RDA's looked a lot better at welterweight, I think we could say. But with that being said, I'm out of here, man. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tell me in the comments.
Boom, boom.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.